Alright, this is John Colo at DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. And I want to share with you guys today actually a recipe I make and the best juicer to make that recipe and the best recipe for that matter that I've seen for making ginger turmeric shots, right? I've seen many videos on YouTube. Some people mash up the ginger and turmeric, add it to water. Some people actually put this stuff and heat it up and boil it in water and then make their shots that way. And I do not recommend any of those ways. Heating your ginger and turmeric and or diluting it with water can lessen its effects because you're diluting it as well as potentially losing valuable phytonutrients and phytochemicals and the properties in these amazing plant foods that have a multitude of benefits. I'm really not going to get into some of the different benefits of the curcumin and the turmeric or the gingerol and the ginger and all the different pathways and all the different things it can do for you. Just know this: ginger and turmeric are two of the most important root vegetables or tubers that most people are simply not eating enough of, and I want you to get them in you. And normally people aren't just going to pick up a thing of ginger and start chomping on it. It's way too strong. Same thing with turmeric, unless you got some nice Hawaiian kind turmeric that I sampled in a recent video when I visited a farm in Florida that actually ship you turmeric in season. I'll put a link down below if you want to order the best organic turmeric, fresh, direct, because I've checked out the farm and they give my thumbs up. Any case, we're going to use the best juicer to do this. This is the Green Star Pro Juicer. This is a twin gear juicer. It's a slow juicer, runs at 110 RPM. It's commercial quality, commercial approved. So if you want to open your juice bar, this would be the perfect juicer to make ginger turmeric shots because it's going to yield the most out of ginger turmeric and extract the most nutrition out of it. And the simple reason is this. This machine runs with 200% stainless steel gears. I do have one off their Elite model right here, so this is not the one that's inside here. 100% stainless steel. This is just for an example to show you guys what's going on. This is some of the technology they use in here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this gear is actually kind of cut out, and you can see the middle of the gear. And in the middle of the gear, there's basically magnets and far infrared technology. And this is said to basically pull out more minerals in the juice. You've all heard about structured water. Well, this basically maintains and maybe even pulls out more of the structure or creates structure when you're juicing so that you have a better uptake. And these are all things that the manufacturer's saying, happens, and I would tend to believe them. I personally do not believe that they're going to cause anything worse to happen. I think it's all going to be beneficial. Personally, if you don't realize the Earth is magnetic, that's why they have the North Pole and the South Pole. These are two different poles. The Earth is all magnetic, and we're losing the magnetism for many reasons. Not going to get into that. So this juicer brings that back into you. This is a feature that no other juicer offers. In addition, it has these twin gears that literally grind up, crush, and squeeze out the juice in a low and slow method. So I would consider this a cold press juicer because literally it's crushing and then pressing out in the later stages of the auger so that you could get the most juice. In addition, you have an outlet adjusting knob. Some juicers do not have this little knob. The job of this knob here, and I'll pull this out for you guys so you guys can see it, has a little spring on there. This spring has a lot of tension on it. So if I push it back, it's kind of hard to push back. But this spring is pushing into the machine so it doesn't allow the pulp to come out unless it's fully dry. This is definitely a good thing when juicing things like roots, such as these, leafy greens or other vegetables, although it's actually kind of a hindrance when juicing fruits, but that's a different video. I'll put a link down below how to juice fruit in this machine if you're interested. If you're juicing straight fruits, if you're juicing fruits with vegetables, definitely not an issue. So yeah, we're using the best juicer. Got the best organic produce to juice today that I could find near me. I am growing ginger and turmeric in my garden, but I don't nearly have the quantities I need to juice it every day like I like to. I've often used ginger and turmeric along my whole health journey, but just maybe within the last 6 months or so, 7 months, I really started making this a habit. And I would encourage you guys to do that too if it feels right for you. Basically, I was traveling to Hawaii on a date with a girl, and unfortunately things didn't work out with the girl, but one of the best things I got from hanging out with her is that she would do ginger shots every day. So like we're in Hawaii and we're visiting organic farms, and I got tons of organic ginger and turmeric from the farms I visited, and we would juice it every day. And I think she even made a juicer overheat one day. But we were drinking the shots, and it was totally amazing. I mean, yes, we were in paradise, and we were together, and we were hanging out, and we had an amazing time, and we're drinking our ginger turmeric shots. Maybe that's just put it over the edge. But these things are quite beneficial, especially after which time, you know, the COVID thing happened. Ginger is probably one of the most immune-boosting vegetables you guys could eat for many reasons. And then the other thing is I've modified the recipe from what she originally made. I think she was doing mostly straight ginger shots. I would add turmeric because I know the power of that. And we got lots of good turmeric in Hawaii. And then I add something else very important. It's not a part of the original recipe, but I do it now, is the lemon. Lemon, also a very powerful food. People do not just sit there and eat a lemon like with the skin and all, like an apple, which you should, because actually the most of the nutrition in the lemon is actually not in the middle flesh. It's actually in the rind and the white pith. Oh my God, that white pith is so valuable. So I encourage you guys to buy lemons with that huge white pith. If you guys are lucky enough to live in California, have your own lemon tree, you know sometimes that pith can get quite thick and you think it's a waste. That's actually the most valuable part. So actually I prefer, whenever possible, to get the Meyer lemons. They generally have a thicker peel. In addition, they tend to be a little bit maybe sweeter, although they're not like sweet like an orange by any means. And so we'll be making my juice this way, and I like to basically, instead of making shots every day and making one shot and then cleaning the juicer, and I mean I have so many things to do in my life, I'm going to share with you guys how I make this these shots for 5 days and keep it fresh for 5 days. You got to follow my instructions exactly, because if you just make the juice and put it in the fridge, it's going to go bad in like a couple days. And I don't want your juices to go bad. When your juices go bad, you lose some of the medicinal properties from the plant phytochemicals, the antioxidants in there just start to oxidize and you lose them. And I could taste the difference. You know, if my system that I use fails, I taste that it went bad and I'm like, oh my God, I don't necessarily throw it out, but I drink it all that day. And then I make a new batch the next day because I want to have the highest level of nutrition. I always like to tell people freshest is bestest. But hey, I would much rather make it every day fresh, but I simply don't have the time. So next best is to make it like every 5 days and drink it, you know, drink it fresh one day, and then the 4 days I'm drinking like the stuff I'm storing in the best way possible. Link down below to that video as well, how you store juices for the best way possible, whether it's this juice or any other juice. And I drink it so that I am able to drink this every day. Yesterday I missed because of just my crazy schedule and things happening in my life. So I'm glad to get back to this today and make a video for you guys to share, because I know a lot of you guys are curious about what do I drink, right? And then as a special bonus at the end, because I like to really guys give you the whole complete story. If you guys like short videos, you probably already turned this video off now because this guy talks too much. Get to the point. Make the juice. That's not what you're going to get on my channel. You guys are going to get the information you need and how to maximize your health, maximize your produce, you know, maximize the extraction out of your produce. You guys get the best value, because honestly, some of this produce is expensive. You know, this turmeric cost me $15 a pound organic. You could get non-organic for a lot less. The ginger cost me $4 a pound also. That's actually some of the highest per pound, you know, produce items that I actually buy. So when I buy these items, I want to get the most out of it. I don't want to be throwing good pulp down the drain, and you're going to learn that. Now here's the thing, I buy organic produce because I believe it's important for the planet. It doesn't have the pesticides, it doesn't have growth inhibitors like these roots may have if they're conventional. A lot of ginger grown these days is actually imported from China, and in my opinion is very low quality. Mine is generally, I think, from like Peru or South America, where I would like to think the quality is better, plus it's organic. That being said, if you guys can't afford expensive turmeric like $15 a pound, or the expensive ginger for $4 a pound like I buy, and the sources for those are basically Whole Foods is the best place to buy it by the pound, not by the little package. Don't buy ginger or turmeric by the package, you're going to get ripped off. Try to find a place that sells it by the pound. So Whole Foods, and Whole Foods on the ginger as well, $3.99 a pound. Their prices are negotiated, I think, pretty much. Otherwise, you might pay a lot more. Now, if you're just big any conventional, right? I've seen conventional ginger sometimes for $1 a pound, sometimes 50 cents a pound. I've seen conventional turmeric for, I don't know, maybe $3 to $5 a pound. And don't be deterred, like, John, I can't buy organic, so I'm not going to do it. No. it's more valuable to juice this stuff non-organic than to not juice it at all. Because what are you going to do? You're just going to go eat McDonald's? I mean, I don't have to tell you guys, you guys aren't idiots, that McDonald's is worse than non-organic ginger. You know, non-organic ginger is still better than basically everything else at the grocery store. The processed food, the junk foods, all the animal foods that's being added with the salt and processing and all these crazy things, right? Still way better, right? So don't dissuade yourself if you can't afford organic or can't find it near you. It may be difficult. I do want to let you guys know I have visited many farms along my journeys that will ship you guys fresh turmeric and ginger from places like Florida or Hawaii if you need to. But that does get more expensive, and I have fully checked out their farm, so you have to check my other YouTube channel, Growing Your Greens, for some of my farm tours where I visit them. All right, so I guess on with this episode. Let's get into it. So here's the thing. How much do I use? What's my proportions? What's the ratio? I can tell you honestly, I don't know. I mean, I grab a bunch of ginger. This is how much I grab today, and I kind of grab it I've been grabbing it every 5 days for the last 6 months, so I know I gotta grab about this much. And then I'll make about my 24-ounce jar plus a shot for today that I will drink. And then I add as much turmeric as I can afford at the time, or they have that's looking good at the store. And it turned out to be this much, like a handful. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 8 pieces, right? And then I add like 1 lemon to it all. Luckily on this machine, you don't have to pre-cut your ginger, but if you have a horizontal auger, you don't have to pre-cut your ginger except to fit in the feed chute. Although if you have a vertical auger juicer, such as a VSJ43, you know, the ginger should be pre-cut. There are fibers in here that are like strings that will clog up the juicer and cause big problems if you do not cut them up as you would celery. Be sure to check my video on how to juice celery in the VSJ43 if you have one of those and are juicing ginger in a vertical, because you will need to do that, or you may not be able to get your machine apart when you're done, all right? And then, so with that, all we need to do really is cut our lemon to fit into the feed chute. And I like to basically cut this lengthwise in half once. And then I will go ahead and cut each piece to make 3 cuts, because I want to basically get a lot of pieces of the lemon, and you will see why. There is a complete method to my madness. I'm very pragmatic. All right. So I guess without further ado, let's just get juicing. And here is the technique. We're going to first take a piece of ginger and put it through the machine, and you're just going to push it in. Doesn't take a lot of downward strength. Maybe another piece of ginger. Push it in, right in the machine. Let's see, 1 finger going in, and I can barely push it with 1 finger. But I was able to do that, so you might need 2 fingers if you have arthritis. This is not the machine you're going to want to use. Next, we're going to go ahead and take a piece of turmeric. We're going to push that in the machine, but immediately after, you're going to put a piece of lemon in there. The lemon helps kind of get the oiliness of the turmeric out, and then I'm going to go ahead and put some ginger in there to follow it up. Now, don't be alarmed when out of where the pulp comes, a little bit of juice is going to drip. This is completely normal, so don't be alarmed with that when you're starting until the pulp starts, filling up the chambers in the machine. Now we're going to put some more ginger. Now we're going to put a whole nother thing of turmeric, and right after the turmeric, once again, put a lemon right in after and push it in. Then we're going to go ahead and use some ginger. So basically, you guys get the motto. We're going to put a piece of turmeric, and then we're going to follow it with a lemon, and maybe even 2 pieces of lemon if you put a lot of turmeric in there. This is to try to keep the staining down inside the machine. Then we're going to put some ginger, all right? And I'm just going to repeat this until I'm done, and to save you guys some time, I'm going to come back at you when I'm finished. Alright, so as you guys can see, I'm actually almost, I'm all done juicing all the turmeric. I still got some of the lemon left and a lot of the ginger left. Now, you know, this most people would just juice it straight through and be done with it, but not John Kohler, right? I like to basically take things to the extreme and get the best value for my money. And produce, especially when it's $15 a pound, which is actually the most expensive thing that I buy, alright? So what we're going to do is we've juiced all the turmeric. We basically have all the turmeric and ginger pulp right here. We're going to go ahead and put that in a bowl right in front and center. And if we take and squeeze this pulp, which I'm not going to do because I'm not going to get my hands stained, this pulp is fairly dry. And for most people, it might be like, oh, this is dry enough. I'm good. I'm just going to throw it in my compost bin, feed it to my worms, or unfortunately throw it down the drain, garbage disposal, or garbage, which I do not recommend you guys do. But me, I'm a little bit different. you know, the turmeric is very expensive. I want to get this pulp even drier. So how can you do that? Well, easily with this twin gear press style machine, you're just going to go ahead and take a handful of pulp, drop it in the machine, and actually then put a piece of lemon in, because the lemon's a bit more watery than the ginger. That's going to help push water through this pulp that's still a little bit wet, and it's going to encourage it to get more dry. And then after you put that lemon in, then you're going to put a piece of ginger, and then just keep doing that until you run through all your ginger, and you're out of everything, and then you got the most potent juice with the most highest extraction of the turmeric. That's costing you $15.99, $14.99 a pound. If you're buying organic at Whole Foods like I am. And they did not pay me to say that. Almost done juicing the ginger here. I think I've got enough. I don't think I need to actually juice any more ginger, so we're going to stop and maybe save these pieces for next time, because I don't like juicing too much. And of course, at the end, I want you guys to juice a little bit of the lemon last to push through all the pulp of the ginger, and to basically get that lemon juice in there, the acid that'll kind of help clean out your juicer a little bit, because this recipe will stain every juicer, and I guarantee it. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and turn this machine off, and I like to tip this machine up a little bit because we'll get a few more drops out both directions. Clean this pulp out, and now we're gonna go ahead and store the juice. This is very important. If you guys do want to store for 5 days, you must do it in this fashion, or your juice will go bad way quick and oxidize, and then starting tasting really nasty. I could taste the difference if it oxidizes or not. Alright, so we have the juice here, and the first thing I like to do is I like to basically pour it out through a sieve. I don't like any kind of particulate or pulp in my juices. Although, you know, you could be different. You could just drink all the pulp in there. It's fairly fine, actually. Here's a pro tip coming up right here, man. If you guys were expecting a 5-minute video, you're not going to get pro tips. Pro tip is when you're juicing the ginger, there's all this like little white powdery stuff that comes off it that goes in your juice. And it always collects and sits at the bottom of your container. So make sure before you pour the last little bit into the storage container, swish it around like my dad used to swish around his brandy. I do not encourage you guys to drink brandy. And maybe brandy we with my girlfriend one of these days. But, that's an inside joke. But yeah, you're going to swish this around to get all that white stuff, because there's lots of nutrients in there and gingerols and whatnot. Basically mix back into the juice. And of course, when you make your shots, you're going to shake this before drinking, because you're going to see a lot of settling at the bottom. It's completely normal. So yeah, we're going to kind of sift it around, and then we're going to go ahead and pour the rest in. Look at that, I almost made enough. So you can see that I sieved out a little bit of pulp. We're going to put this pulp aside because this pulp is very valuable. If you're super hardcore, which I'm not that hardcore, I would actually eat that right now, because that'd be good. You'd be getting some fiber in there for you. But actually, I'm going to end up rejuicing it in just a little bit, all right? So this is the juice, and now I basically pour off 3 ounces, and I don't really measure it. I measured it one day, into a glass, and I use this glass every day. This is my ginger glass, and I know if I pour it up to like right about there, or maybe a little bit less, I think I over poured today, that's how much I drink in a day. And then what I'm going to do is I just take this and say, to your health, and I drink it. All right. Oh my God, my mouth is on fire right now. Not joking. So this is very important. I will drink this much, but I do not encourage you guys to drink this much. Seriously. Most of you guys will probably vomit if you guys drink that much. Gave it to a friend that was over the other day, and she drank like half as much, and she felt like she was gonna vomit. This is very strong, potent, detoxifying, and if your body is not used to this, you will react violently. You may get gas, you may get bloating, you may have exploding stuff on the toilet. I don't know what's gonna happen. So here's the thing. This is the most potent stuff you guys are gonna get, and I would recommend that you take only like a ½ ounce or even an ounce to start. No more. So you won't even be making this much. You could be making a 16 ounce, or maybe you're making it for your family, it's this much. Now I forgot to tell you guys, If you guys want to make this even better, you got the best cold press juice right now. Do two things. You're going to take some pepper. This is my pepper shaker, organic pepper, and I like to grind it as I use it so it's fresh as possible. Grind some pepper in there. Do yourself a favor. The pepper will activate turmeric, the curcumin, even better. And then the next thing is we got this stuff called free hemp. You guys could actually get this for free. I'll post a link down below to the video where I visited the farm, where I talk about this. And this is basically hemp oil. This is 50 state legal as far as I'm aware, because it does not contain the THC. It's basically coconut oil with extracted hemp cannabinoids. And we're just going to go ahead and pour usually I just take you can just take a spoonful here. I take a spoonful, and actually I usually don't put it in the juice, I just put it in my mouth. And then I'll drink this juice right after, so I got the oil with the turmeric. So both, in many cases, oil helps the fat-soluble vitamins get absorbed more effectively inside your body, although there's some naturally occurring fat in here. So I like to have a little bit more, especially the cannabinoids that can be healthy for you. And then the pepper also activates it. So now we're just going to down the rest of this stuff. I let it sit in my mouth for a little bit, and when it's sitting in your mouth, it's not really strong, but now you can see me really, my face is all crunched up, and I'm not playing. This is strong. Every day I drink this. Every day it's a little bit different because my ratio is a little bit different because I never measure anything exactly. It does this to me. But, so now I want to show you guys actually how to store this, because I got to do that because this is oxidizing. Normally I would store that first, but I got distracted. We're going to use this vacuum lid. So I have many ways to vacuum lids. This is one of them. I can't really tell you guys what this is because I talked to the owner that makes these, and he's like, I have too much business, so I don't want you to promote me, so I'm not promoting them. But I use a vacuum lid, and I basically suck out the oxygen. There's many ways to achieve this. I'll put a link down below to the video method that I recommend currently. And you can see literally we rose the level up of the juice significantly, and that's because we're literally pulling out all the air out of this. This is completely under vacuum now. So now the different phytonutrients, and more specifically antioxidants that are in here, cannot oxidize because of the oxygen. This is critical if you want to store it. So basically every day I'll take this exact glass, I'll pour out as much as I did, add my oil sometimes, and add the pepper sometimes, if I remember, and then just have a shot. I'll do this first about at least a half hour before I eat any food for the day to make sure that I am full on these amazing immune building and anti-inflammatory properties in these amazing fruits and vegetables that are so valuable. Now I want to take a break right here because actually I got to put this in the fridge, which is the next step. Don't just leave this out on your counter because it's vacuum stored. You need to keep this cold. This goes in my fridge that is set at between 34 to 36 degrees. So it keeps it the coldest, because also the colder it is without freezing, you're going to preserve more nutrients as well. Alright, I got that in the fridge, and before I proceed into this last step of this video, I want to let you guys know that if you guys enjoy my videos and want to support me and my work and enable me to continue to make these videos and educate people about the little secrets, tips, and tricks that I've learned over the years, please make your juicer purchase at discountjuicers.com. I'll put a link down below to this very Green Star Pro, which is one of my many personal juicers that I use on a regular basis depending on the recipe. Much like many women have many pairs of shoes, I have a different juicer for every day of the week if I want it, and then some. And this machine is simply the best machine to make the driest pulp, as well as if you have a commercial operation, because this is a NSF equivalent certified machine for commercial establishments. All right. This machine also has a 15-year warranty, so for you guys that are home users, it's the last machine you guys probably will need to buy. And for you guys that are commercial, this has a 3-year commercial warranty, which is 2 years longer than most commercial juicer warranties that I am aware of. I want to thank you guys for those of you guys that have supported me in the past, and I want to thank you guys in advance for those of you guys that will support me in the future. your support and your purchase at discountjuicers.com. And I'm basically a small guy. I'm like supporting your local farmer instead of supporting the big agro companies when you're buying things at the grocery store. So if you have local farmers markets, please support those guys. Maybe they're even growing some turmeric and ginger depending on what part of the country you guys are in. And this allows me to continue my work instead of supporting a big company that's probably just trying to dominate the world and all these kind of things, which I'm not necessarily in agreement with, all right? So the next, and they're not going to make videos like this showing you guys how to maximize the produce that you just juice. So $4 a pound of the ginger, $15 a pound on the turmeric. And I'm still not done yet because I want to get a further extraction, and I've done this basically every time I make this recipe because I know that I'm throwing good nutrients down the drain because the ginger and turmeric is so valuable and it's also so expensive. So I tend to appreciate it a little bit more. So I'm going to show you guys my technique. So the first thing is on this pulp, we're going to basically put that pulp back in the machine to get further wrung out. So now we have an empty sieve. We're going to go ahead and take our next container here and put the sieve up there. We're going to take this little bowl here and we're going to dump all the pulp that we just created out. This stuff is actually fairly dry now since some of this pulp has already been run through the machine 2 times. But now we're going to wring it out even further with the next recipe. While you could just try to wring this through straight, it's not really going to work that well. You're not going to get a lot of juice. So we're going to make it easier for the juicer to do this. I have done this in other juicers as well besides this machine. So what we're going to do is we're going to need some carrots. This is very important. You do need to use carrots. You can't just use the other fruit that I'm going to use. And we're going to use pineapple. So there's a few reasons why I'm choosing these exact produce items. And actually for the pineapple, people twist the top off. Actually a better way to do it is to snap. Snap it off right quick. And actually you guys could plant these in your garden if you live in the tropics. So yeah, so reasons why I'm using this. So number one, we're going to prep this pineapple to juice. So that means we're going to cut off the top and cut off the bottom or vice versa. And then what I like to do is cut off the skin. So I'll basically just line this up on the edge of the cutting board and just cut the skin down. So as I'm cutting the skin, I'm going to let you guys know why I'm choosing these 2 items, all right? So here's the thing. The pulp that we just extracted is really dry. There is still some nutrients in there, but there's not a lot of water content in there. So what we're going to do with the pineapple, because it has a little bit of acid, it also has the bromelain, which is a very important enzyme, good for inflammation. Be purported to be good for inflammation. I gotta get my wording right there. And we're going to cut off all the skin, make sure we have this. And so this has some acid. So this acid and more importantly the water is going to rush through this drier pulp and basically carry some of the nutrients with it, right? And that'd be great if we just did pineapple and the pulp, but that's not going to work in this machine. This machine needs some hard fiber like some fresh carrots to provide the pulp or to provide the fiber to help push this softer pineapple through so they can juice effectively. So we're just going to go ahead and cut this into strips. So that's the reason for these 2 exact ingredients. And then I'm going to basically have 32 ounces of a more diluted ginger, turmeric, a little bit of lemon, pineapple juice with carrot. Sometimes I'll add beets in there so it looks actually more appetizing. Sometimes I'll add some purple carrots in there so also it looks more appetizing because sometimes, you might look at the color of this juice and it might look a bit ruddy. So I really like to make things look a little bit colorful, so it's a lot more appealing for the eyes, all right? So with that, let's go ahead and start the process and show you guys how I'm going to do it. So we're going to go ahead and turn this machine on. Once again, we're going to take half a handful of pulp, drop the pulp in there. We're going to go ahead and take 2 pieces of the pineapple, and we're going to drop that in there. We're going to go ahead and break a carrot in half and do 1/2 the carrot. We're going to make sure these guys go through the machine, and then we're going to go ahead and push that carrot in behind it all to help push that through. So all these are working in unison. So now the next juice I'll be making will be a nice extract of, mostly pineapple, so it's a bit sweet. This is good for the kids or maybe even to gear you up and get you ready for more of the turmeric ginger because this is kind of like a mild version of the other one. Although this is not what I take for shots. I'll just basically drink this straight, during the daytime. When I'm feeling I want a little more turmeric and ginger. And don't be alarmed if you do get a lot of pulp kind of backing up on you when you're juicing this recipe. That's because you're not putting enough carrots in there. the other thing you may need to do is you may need to loosen this outlet adjusting knob to get it all go through the machine, because I might have like some kind of pulp back blockage or backup, because maybe the ginger pulp dried in there a little bit. So when that happens, it's alright, just put an extra carrot in there. And wow, we're going to remove this completely. Alright, now we got the pulp flowing out of the machine. Oh, we had a lot of ginger and the fiber is blocked in, so now we can put this back in and press this down in the machine. Alright. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and repeat the process once again. Handful of the pulp here. Pineapple to wash it through. And a little bit of carrot. Alright, to save you guys some time, we're just going to go ahead and speed this part of the video up, and we're going to come back at you when I'm all done. Alright, so I'm just about done juicing the rest of the pineapple and the carrot, and very important, like, I don't know if you guys can see the top here, but I can't really put it up, but it's just totally full of pulp. If things start backing up on you, two things need to happen. Number one, you might want to loosen the outlet adjusting knob to allow this backup to run through. The other thing is add more carrots. This is a sign to me that you don't have enough pusher vegetables. Pusher vegetables are hard roots, such as the carrots, because all the soft stuff like pineapples basically will just mush up in the juicer. They won't really juice properly. And so that's why I talk about in the video how to juice fruits in this machine. Put a couple put a few more carrots in there. It'll solve all your issues and help, pull all that softer pulp through. That's basically not going through because of the the pineapple. All right, I think we're pretty much about full on our collection cup. Got a little bit of left of this carrot. When I'm done, I'll come back and show you what we got. All right, we got to stop. I'm pretty much overflowing my collection cup here. And I'll let you guys know that turmeric will definitely stain juicer parts, countertops, basically everything that you get on it. So you are forewarned. And then we're going to go ahead and once again store it. I like to store everything under vacuum in a mason jar. And here's our nice turmeric, ginger, pineapple, carrot juice coming right out. Alright, got that all sieved out, and actually there's a fair bit of pulp. This will be a little more pulpy than the last recipe because the pineapples tend to create more pulp in a tweener juicer, as well as when you rejuice the pulp they've already created, it makes a more pulpier juice just in the get-go just because of that fact. So once again, we're going to go ahead and vacuum seal this as well. So just take a look at the level as we pump it, and you're going to see like a lot of air bubbles literally get pumped out of the juice as the level rises. I mean, we're seriously putting a good vacuum on it. And this is imperative to store your juices. This juice, because of the acid of the pineapple and the way I'm storing it, I've stored it easily for 5 days. I don't open it every day like I open the other one. This one I just opened once, because once you open it, you let more air in to oxidize it more. So I encourage you guys, generally, if you're going to vacuum store it, and then basically when you open it, like drink it all when you open it. So if you can't drink this much, then get a smaller mason jar. They come in 8, 12, 16 ounce sizes to just do individual servings. My friend actually did 16 ounce servings and made like 4 days in a row so that she can store them and drink her fresh juice every day instead of going to Whole Foods and paying them suckers $11 for a juice when you could buy the produce so much cheaper and make yourself even better with your Green Star Pro juicer, saving it in the best way and with the tips that I've shared with you. And the last thing I want to do before I got to clean up this mess is we're going to try that last juice I made. I love this juice so much. This is much more tolerant, so if you have a friend, family member, coworker, neighbor, who sees what you're doing, give them one of these, because at least this is like healthy, but it's not hardcore like the other one. All right. I mean, for me personally, I'm still tasting like this is strong. Like this is, I don't taste like sweet pineapple. This is not pineapple with a hint of ginger. This is ginger turmeric strong. Like there's still lots of, ginger turmeric nutrients left in the pulp that doing my method here will able to get out in the juice. I usually use this as a concentrate, so I might, put a little bit of this, a little bit of like my standard root juice with the coconut water, and serve this up, because for most people, this is going to be too strong unless you want a serious immune detox boost. Yeah, I taste the ginger turmeric in here. This is not sweet at all, and normally straight pineapple is, so it's tempered the juice a lot. Delicious nonetheless. And that's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, want to make this very juice yourself with the same juicer, hey, check the link down below to buy the Green Star Pro juicer. Learn more about it. It's the best juicer to get the most nutrients out of the produce of all the juicers we sell, in my personal opinion, because the way it works with the twin gears, a slow extraction speed, and the stainless steel screen that I'll be cleaning in just a little bit. Also, you can rejuice your pulp. Some care may need to be taken, and of course, add more carrots if it's backing up on you, and or loosen this outlet adjusting knob. Your support in making your purchase at Discount Juices is greatly appreciated, because it allows me to continue to make these videos, to educate you guys, to continue to make my juice, continue to refine my methods, and share those with you guys, for those guys that are crazy enough to follow me. So I thank you guys. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, want me to do more videos of my juicing tips, because normally I have juicer comparisons, hey, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Let me know. I juice every day. I have so many tips that I've never shared on YouTube before, and I'm always coming up with new tips, both that I learned, but more importantly from you guys that write me in and tell me your tips, because sometimes like, wow, that's an ingenious idea. I never thought of it. One of my customers wrote me in on a solution to the VSJ843 when your wiping basket is not spinning, and it was quite ingenious, and I hadn't thought of it myself, so I applaud you for doing that if that was you. Also, be sure to share this video with somebody else so that they can learn how to make the best turmeric ginger juice ever, stored in the best way possible, so you guys can benefit and improve your health through the amazing power of the plant foods. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on my new and upcoming episodes. I've come out about every 5 to 7 days. You don't know where I'll show up, what you'll be learning on my YouTube channel. And make sure to click the little bell to get notified as my new videos come out. And finally, be sure to check my past episodes. My past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 500 episodes on this YouTube channel dedicated to teaching you guys, comparing and contrasting about all the different appliances, including primarily juicers, that allow you to get more fresh fruits and vegetables in you. And make sure you click in the description below for some of the links of the videos that I've talked about in this video, such as how to store your juice under vacuum. So with that, my name is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for our YouTube visitors.